What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week. Ooh, yeah. If you haven't read the title of the episode, this is my take, my first time ever doing a Masters of VGM episode. So, that being said, the whole reason I got into this, of course, is Alex Messenger from the VGM Journey, Martyrus, Professor Tom, and then of course the VGM Journey entire Discord just pushing me to start making more VGM podcast driven because I'm a huge sports guy. Of course, I have the website that I do all my stuff on and go over NFL, MLB. There's a bunch of team. I work with a team at Dr. Roto, but outside of that, I love video gaming. Just been playing the new Elden Ring, so I'm really excited about that. And so when I saw it this year, and I figured that, what would be the best way for me to actually make an entrance into the Masters of VGM? And this year's theme, of course, is female, trans, and genderqueer composers. So I said, I know a lot of female composers, and I like to listen to a lot of the music that these female composers make. So I'm selecting one female composer. Now, this female composer actually is a big part of a lot of our lives in one series way. Like just this series alone practically defines who she is and what she does and what she brings to the table. So today I have constructed a bunch of different tracks from her, and that person is Michiru Yamane. Yeah. So I'm so excited to actually feature her as my first Masters of VGM. You get it by now, right? We're going to have some fun with this one. That's the thing that a lot of people that are in the VGM community, they don't really know me. I'm actually kind of a wild man. And that's how I present myself as Heat Override. Dig it? Yeah. So, with that being said, I wanted to get a little bit of my backside. Growing up, of course, listening to Castlevania music was always my thing. When I used to ride around in my car back in the day, have a booming system and everything like that, I used to actually order Castlevania music online, whether it be through like eBay or something like that. I would order Castlevania music. And we're talking all sorts of CDs, from CDs I could read, which would be my Castlevania 64 CD, and then CDs I couldn't read, which I don't even know what this is, but I know it's Castlevania because all the songs on the back also translated to American or English, I should say, and I was able to see each one. But it's not like we don't know Castlevania music. This CD I'm talking about actually has a lot of like 8-bit and 16-bit games in it, everything from Bloodlines to the original Castlevania, a few remixes too, some techno remixes, because sometimes these CDs come with a little flair. There's like 30 or 40 songs on the one CD. So over the years, I've always been kind of particular to the things that I like. Of course, when it comes to comics, it's always been Hellblazer, kind of dark side of things. Anne Rice, the Vampire Chronicles, the Witching Chronicles. I'm doing that right now. Next book up is Lestat in the Journey to Atlantis, or whatever that title is. It's going to be so much fun to read and say that stuff. But all that has one thing in common: it's vampires. And again, going back, I did switch out some songs, so this isn't all Castlevania driven. So I did want to include some of her other work, but at the same time, I also wanted to make sure that I represented some of the work that she's been amazing at in producing. So, when you talk about Michiru Yamane and you think about who she is as a person and where she came from. So she was born September 23rd, 1963, and she's a Japanese video game composer and pianist, as you can see, a lot of his stuff. Her music style draws on bark, classical, and rock traditions with a little bit of Johann Sebastian Bach and the Yellow Magic Orchestra as prominent influences. This is being read from, of course, the Wikipedia. So if you do support Wikipedia, they're always asking for donations. You should go there and give them a little bit of money, because information like this is huge for people like me and anybody else that wants to do any kind of research. And it's a good starting format. And then, you have to dive deep into it. So, she's known for other games. I think she started Konami in 1988. And then from there, she worked with games like Track and Field and then Nemesis and King's Valley 2. So that's actually going to lead me up to the first one of her actual songs and games. I was so excited with that. I was all over myself. I'm so excited. So it's Detana, Twin B, because when I was a kid growing up, I played Twin B. It was one of the first games that I played. I loved shooters or shumps, whatever you want to call it. Let's get right to it. Oh, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. What another amazing song done by Michiru Yamane. Look, when I again going back to it, and of course the name of that song was Paradise Beyond the Fog, and that's that it's so much of a vibrant game, and then you could play it for with your friends all the time, and you know, like two-player version, that's the one I got, so it was like really fun. And that was one thing that shoot 'em ups or games like Contra always retained, was just like having that fun with your friend. Now, I mean, we're sitting here talking about games you want to play with your friend, right? And there's none other games that you want to play with your friend except on this version, unless you were linked up or whatever, not. But we're talking about the next install in this place. And this is going to be from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Footclan. And this is going to be Verse Krang. Oh, yeah. Enjoy it. man, can you express any other way of how you want the build of a game, how you want a song that defines that game at the end of the game? Like, what's really crazy is I get like hints of the normal Shredder theme in this one, but this is Krang, of course. And again, if you didn't have a Game Boy back then, you didn't hear it. But I gotta say, the chip tune was nice. This was a really nicely put together song. Yamane did really great in what she presented to us. And it again, that background, did you hear that was like, yeah, when it was like doo-doo-doo in the background. Oh man, that stuff was crazy. So let's move a little something to a little different. This is gonna be Tragedy of the Slaughter. I added the don't mind me. Bloodstained is the game, and this is Curse of the Moon, and this is gonna be a little while. So remember, this is get ready to hear some more greatness, because as I work out of this little tune part and into the CD quality music and the likenesses, and I work back in, you're going to wonder how I did it. Oh, yeah. Did I forget to say this song has a lot of bass? Kick it. It's 808. All right, man, another banger of a tune. I told you that bass, man, that bass slapped my ears so hard. I had to come back in. I'm sorry, people. I know that part. You was probably in the same avenue I was in. You was like, whoa, what is that boom that I'm hearing in the background? I mean, that is the best part about all that. And again, this is where we're going to start cranking up the music. Of course, what I want to apologize for is that a lot of the tunes might be a little longer, and that's okay. I just want you to understand that I'm trying to portray her music full form, full everything, so that you hear everything you need to, and not so much of me. Of course, that's, the idea of it, right? Because we're doing our first Masters of VGM episode on Bring the Pain. Ooh, yeah. Kick it. The next song, Defiler of Taboos, Stage 7, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Let's bump away. I mean, man, you can't get any more great than that song right there. It just sees to me explore Metrovania, Castlevania. Sometimes I'm gonna be like, like I understand that Metroid and Castlevania kind of similar in games. They're kind of different in some ways too. And I get that it's kind of made the whole genre of exploration and everything like that. But man, before we get to the next set, we got a special message from a guy.
I want you to talk about the VGM with the Macho Man. Yeah, I know you was waiting for me to hit the button, huh? Yeah. Ooh, yeah. When it comes to the VGM, the Masters of VGM is the best place to go. You like all sorts of people and the things talking about the things that they love. Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right, Macho, calm down now. It's time to get to the meat and the potatoes. And this is where we go into Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And there isn't no better way to start it out. This is going to be Dracula's Castle. Again, now we're playing with more power. Yeah. Wow. I mean, that is true greatness. Again, one of the greatest games ever created, ever known to mankind. Whatever kind, Dracula kind, vampire kind, it don't matter. You could be a witch kind, you could be a human kind, you could be an Aquaman kind, you could be an alien. But I will tell you this, there's not many soundtracks that are better than Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Just the total game, the atmosphere. I literally have this game on replay every like 3 months. I literally start, but right now I'm going through my latest run through the game, and I just love that sometimes it can get difficult, the different ways you could do it using the walk armor as opposed to maybe the lightning armor at points, just doing different things and using different items. Of course, you're always going to use the best stuff when you're going to get into these games, but at the same time, that's what I wanted to. And to ask Yamane to do a track like this and to pull it off, but not only to pull it off, but to put together some of the greatest music ever composed, actually, across the board, in real music, in life. I'd put the soundtrack track up against anything, any classic Mozart piece, anything, because the way it flows, some of the songs, and some of the songs I played here might be cliched, but that's okay. That's okay, because I wanted to make sure that I represented her fully. Even though I played one of these songs also on one of my other episodes, I wanted to still make sure that Michiru Yamane was represented fully 100 for who she is and for what I know her for, and for taking my mind from those CDs and putting it into a creation on a CD that not only changed my mind in my life in my want for a game to be good, but also for all of you. All right, let's get to the next one. You cannot play or talk, do anything unless you do the Tragic Prince. Man, does it speak for itself. So let's get to it. Man, you knew I was gonna play that game. You knew that song, man. It's just crazy. Like seriously. Like, okay, where do you go? It's got sweet spots. It's got melody. It's got hard thrashing. It's got breakdowns. It's long. It's everything you could want in a perfect video game song. And I remember the first time I heard this song, I mean, my ears literally fell off my head. I had to go pick them up and put them back on. And of course, if you listen to any of my other VGM episodes, you know that I had a nice big system hooked up to all my video games back in the day. So everything I heard every tone of bass and treble and cut and everything was forever fused in my body. Oh, yeah. Let's get it. All right. I got two songs in a row for you, right? This is going to be the last one from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The next song I'm going to play off of this one, why I paired both these songs together is to show that not only her magic, she can work within one song, she can take that same spell and put it into another. And if a lot of you know what two songs I'm about to play back to back, you're about to be like, wow, because I'm telling you, man, what's up, brother, is about to happen in your head when you hear this tune and when you hear the likenesses that both of them sound like. Oh, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, man, another masterpiece. Do you hear the sounds that Yamane is cooking? Yeah, man. Woo! So, when you think about this, and that's going to be our last one for Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but when you look back at this and you think about what that game meant to not only my generation and what it means now to so many more generations, and just knowing that the Nintendo Switch literally has games just like this, tons of games like every other system, but the Nintendo Switch kind of relies on third party. So a lot of third party gamer developers, they actually target this type of game, this Metrovania type of game. Like I just got done with this game called Elderand. I loved it. It was good. I 100%ed it. I got all the different weapons. I upgraded all my stuff. It was just awesome. And I got it for on sale. It was like $3, $2.92, something like that. I mean, to have a game and to have a game like that, to take your time and from the world and just be able to relax and unravel and just play a beautiful game like that. Even the music for it was awesome. The challenging Elderand was hard. So when you talk about Castlevania Symphony of the Night and you talk about, you know, playing it and going upside down and 100%ing it and making sure you do all the little cool things, and then there's people speed running it. It's truly one of the best games, like I've already said, man. I know you heard what she was cooking by now, right? Yeah. All right. We're gonna move along. This is gonna be Castlevania, Circle of the Moon, the Old Sinking Sanctuary. When you hear the likenesses of not only the lost paintings in this song, you're gonna know that this is what she did. This is why she is well known and why these soundtracks for Castlevania are the most recognized soundtracks in VGM history. Every single thing that she touched during this time period is practically gold in my eyes. Maybe you feel differently, maybe you don't. But one thing you cannot deny is how this song sounds like the other one. Ooh, yeah. Wow, 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 wow. So I actually did not have a Game Boy Advanced or anything really after the just regular Game Boy for handheld. So I missed a lot of those games like, you know, Circle of the Moon and so much more. But you know something I haven't been able to play yet, but I really love to play and I want to play it. And this is definitely one of my next games I'm going to get. And man, so you heard what you got. Now you're about to get the end. People that know Mr. Heat Override know that I like to bring the pain. And when I like to bring the pain, I like to kick things up. And when you hear this song right here literally says Metrovania. You want to go exploring, you get the beat, you have the beat, and we're talking about Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. And this is going to be Luxurious Overture. Again, by Michiru Yamane. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I really want to play that game. I mean, oh man, that thing launches right from the go. And just the drum and bass kind of like I want to say beats, breaks and beats kind of feel to it. And then the way it brings in that did you hear that throwback to Symphony of the Night, Dracula's castle, right there about the 2 minute mark, 2:15 minute mark? That was she was put on right there. The similarities of then again, when I do music episodes, VGM episodes, any kind of episodes, when I include it and I decide to bring the music, right? I always try to make sure there's a meaning and that there's somewhat a ambience between all the songs. And I try to take you on a journey. Like my buddy, the messenger. He takes you on a VGM journey. Man, I hook you up. I get you in my side seat. I crank the music up. We strap in and we get ready for another wild ride. Ooh, yeah. Now we're going to go to the next song, Castlevania, Portrait of Ruin, The Hidden Curse. Again, now we're getting into where this episode is elevating to the next level again of her music, longer songs, more symphonic feeling to it all. Is there symphonic feeling to it all? Do you feel that? Because you're gonna after this next song. Let's get to it. again, I never got to play this game. And man, it just sounds phenomenal. Again, this track, this is like the Patriots of the NFL. Literally, Michiru Yamane was the Patriots of the NFL when she was releasing every one of these soundtracks from I have talked about it this whole episode of how amazing. And this is just a handful of her work. She did so much more for so many other games. But here's the thing. I literally can pull this and do that. I could have went a couple artists or anything like that, composers, and I wanted to do one that meant something to me, something I had a connection to, the Castlevanias, everything. And that is just the way you do it. Again, all upbeat songs happening right now. I know that you're waiting to see what I end this with. And there's a little surprise for you too. But let's get to the next song. This is Castlevania Curse of Darkness, Abandoned Castle. Ooh, yeah. like Ric Flair, man. It's gold champion stuff. Yeah. Man, again, Curse of Darkness, a game I missed, game I haven't played. But the thing about all these video games getting re-released and remaked, now I can actually play some of these games I missed. Like I love the fact that I'm like on my Nintendo. I just love the Nintendo Switch, period. I love buying so much handheld stuff for that thing. It's just great. That's how I just recently played Dragon Quest 3, and I never played Dragon Quest 3. I played Dragon Warrior 3, right? But I played Dragon Quest 3, and now the actual HD remake is coming out, and I'm telling you right now, I'm one of the biggest Dragon Quest 3 fans out there. I love it. I will play Dragon Quest 3 through and through, start to finish, every single time, change my jobs like 15 times for all the different people so they get all this stuff. Man, is it crazy. Man, sometimes you forget about time. And this has been a nice long episode. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for sticking with me and being with my journey on this one, because this was the first time. This is, me stepping outside of my boundaries, outside of my sports, outside of, podcasting about the NFL and making sly jokes and bringing the pain and all that stuff. And this is about bringing the music to all of you and trying to show you that outside of and inside of my craziness, there is some kind of genius there. But again, it all comes back to the time that we all shared as video games, and VGM is a big part of that. It's always been a big part of that. And for us, I don't want that to be forgotten by time. I don't want that garden to be forgotten by time. And I don't want any of us to be forgotten by time. This is from Castlevania, Lament of Innocence, Garden Forgotten by Time. right. That's amazing. 12 songs by Michiru Yamane that not only shows her range and the artistic beauty that she brings to every single one of her songs, but also the ideals, the things that she represents when she does it. You know, for me, this was a great walk through a dozen. For me, it showed why these artists, composers, why every one of them have shaped a lot of our lives. And so we also learned from them, hearing the similarities in their music. It's no different from when Bobby Brown would go, ow, or Michael Jackson would go, hee hee, or any of that. You know, at the same time, I want to thank everybody.
Hey, punk, what you doing? Oh, yeah, you forgetting about something. Yeah. Yeah, you forgot the macho man was watching over your shoulder. Yeah. And I want to look at you in the eye. Yeah, just me and you, the macho and the macho. Yeah, you know, override.
Hey, March, I'm real sorry, man. I didn't really mean to get. Okay, I was just gonna thank everybody. That's what you want, right?
No, no, no. Yeah, don't you feel it? Yeah. What do you always do? What is the override to? Tell me. What is the over?
Oh, you're right. I like to bring the pain, and when I bring the pain,
That's right. You want to get all jacked up? Yeah, like Jack Rabbit. You're the cream of the crop. You rise to the top. Yeah. We ain't gonna walk around with no fanny packs. That's what we did in the 80s. Here's a few TurboGrafx 16 games in them. Yeah. But if you know what I'm talking about,
it's time to get to the VGM override. Ooh, yeah. For a lot of you that don't know, there's always a baker's dozen. And when it comes to the baker and heat override, Scott the cooking, I'm going to let you know, yeah, that we got you this last song. And this last song is from Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow, Heart of Fire. You can't end a better episode or a better day than this. I'm going to come back, give my thanks. For now, enjoy. That is how you end a Masters of VGM episode. Wow. Oh, man, that thing just got me jacked up, really jacked up. Did you hear it? This was like going back in time, going back to Castlevania 1, hearing so many different aspects of Castlevania 1 in that song. Like you couldn't tell any of that come out. It was like a mix up. It was a beautiful thing. And it showed why Michiru Yamane has a heart of fire. I want to thank Bedroth and Chris X for putting this platform on and allowing VGM artists like myself to be able to submit episodes so that all of us can view and enjoy and relive some of these moments. You know, I loved so many of the Castlevania games, the 64 games, the Legacy of Darkness, man. I love that game. I love turning into a wolf, man. I used to just beat the heck out of some of these bosses, man. I would always save it up. I know if any of you have played the Legacy of Darkness for Castlevania 64 series, you know what I'm talking about. But, you know, a lot of that music was also good too. But when you go back and you do all this and you think about Yamane as a composer and how the evolution of time, starting out this episode with some really simple things and then taking those simple things and adding a little bit to it with the Bloodstained, and then going into the Symphony of the Night, and then going through the Game Boy eras, and then coming back to Bloodstained for a quick second, and then ending it. This was an amazing journey. I hope all of you have really taken from this music that I've been put in forth to you so that you can go and enjoy other artists. I want to thank The Messenger for getting me into this, in this whole thing, you know, helping me through when my brother passed away early this year, saying I need to do some more VGM, and then dedicating a whole episode to him, and then getting all the talk like Martyrus, and then listening to all of their episodes together, you know, the VG Embassy, you know, BGM Mania, all of these shows, and so many more. I haven't even talked about Pixels and Remixes, man. Like, yo, there's so many different artists that just humans, people that I can relate to nowadays. I cannot replace any of that. Just them bringing back the fire of me doing these. I've done more VGM episodes recently than I did before. All I had before was my Nintendo top 50, and I threw in a Baker's 51 on that one. But guess what? I hope all of you have had a great time. I want to thank you. You can find me at Heat Override on the Twitter, X, Twix, whatever you want to call it. That's just one O in the middle, just a regular O, no 00. You'll still find me with that. You can find me on my Facebook at Bring the Pain, Dr. Roto. I go by my real name, Rob, on there. You know, people call me Heat Override. And you can find me on Spreaker. That's my main source. You know, I'm on Apple Podcast. I'm on iHeart. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Deezer. I'm on any platform, YouTube, that you want to see. Of course, a lot of my content may be betting, but when it comes to VGM, you can always remember to bring the music. Oh, yeah. Have a great day, everybody. And may the VGM be with you.